Congress has been busy passing a bill to avert a rail strike, but critics are slamming both Congress and President Biden, claiming they betrayed unions and workers. Republican Governor of Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson, joins me now. Governor, it's great to see you, sir. And here's my question. Should Congress and the president have gotten involved in this at all?
Well, not in an ideal situation. First of all, you had to stop a rail strike whenever we have supply chain issues. We're so dependent upon the rail and delivery and their contributions. We can't have that stop. So it needed to be resolved. It's disappointing that we had to go to Congress. President Biden couldn't cut the deal and have the situation resolved without going to Congress. But it needed to be done. I'm glad we're not going to have the strike. The workers are getting, I believe, a 24% increase, which is well earned. But preferably, you always want these things to be resolved with the bargaining between the employer and the workers' union. That's how these things should be resolved. And Congress is a last resort. And we haven't been to Congress on this type of thing since 1990s. And so it's not something you want to have happen very often. But in this case, we certainly needed to avert the strike.
But I think it does give the appearance, at least on the Democrat side and for the president himself, that he's not pro-union. You know, this is Amtrak Joe, remember? You know, Railroad Joe, Union Joe, whatever. He's had a few names. And this looks like he kind of betrayed the unions. And we were saying this on our air for weeks, that getting Congress involved would be bad for the workers. And some are very upset about what has transpired.
Well, it's not handled well by President Biden. First of all, he claimed to have a deal worked out months ago, and it didn't happen. It was not approved by the unions. And so he mishandled that. And now he's coming across as not being supportive of the union. They didn't get this passed. They had to go to Congress to get to avert the strike. And so it does show weakness in his leadership and his ability to get this done without having to go to Congress.
All right, let's move on to 2024, Governor. Democrats are getting set to ditch Iowa as the first race in the primary caucus season and start a state with more diversity. That's President Biden's words, like South Carolina. Coincidentally, President Biden performed very poorly in Iowa, but he won South Carolina. Your read on all of this?
Well, we'll get to South Carolina, but I like the order that we have, which is Iowa, New Hampshire. It gives you an opportunity to campaign in a rural state in Iowa with incredible manufacturing that's growing. So there's diversity there in a different way. You go to New Hampshire, you go to the Northeast, and that's a different part of the country geographically. And then you come to South Carolina, which there is a greater racial diversity. And so the order that we have is good. The Democrats can do what they want to do. That's their prerogative as a party. But I do like both the tradition, but also the way Iowa, New Hampshire take it so seriously. They look at candidates. You're able to do retail politics in those places, get to know people. They're smaller states. And then you get into the Super Tuesdays, South Carolina. There's plenty of time for all the diversity. That everybody will have an opportunity to express themselves. So okay. I think the Democrats just want to change things.
Okay, I want to ask you about this new poll that came out. This came out from the Economist YouGov. They surveyed 1,500 Americans. Listen to this, sir. 56% responded they did not want 80-year-old Joe Biden to run again in 2024. But about the same percentage said they don't want to see former President Donald Trump run again in 2024. You have said that you are considering a run for president for 2024. You are facing a term limit as governor. Are you that new candidate, that fresh blood that apparently Americans are looking for?
Well, we'll see. We are weighing that heavily. We'll make a decision early next year. I know others are weighing it as well, and I think what the American people are saying is we're not happy with the direction of the country right now. President Biden's leadership on energy policy that's failed us, on the way he's handled this strike issue, but also in violence in our cities. I mean, there's a multitude of issues that are critically important, including the border. I have that kind of experience. I've had a record as governor for 8 years. I love the way governors have to solve problems. So the American people are saying we're not happy with the current leadership and former President Trump. We just don't need that chaos again. We need steady leadership, common sense conservative leadership. And so I think that will be offered. We'll see the decision that I make as well as others after the first of the year.
We're looking forward to hearing your decision. Governor Asa Hutchinson. It's good to have you here, Governor.
Hey, good to be with you. Thank you.
All right.